Whether you're expecting or you have a newborn, you may be wondering, what must-have products do other moms swear by? Well, today I'm sharing with you guys all my must-have products that have made my life so much easier. So I'm not going to be going over all the basics, car seat, bassinet, all that kind of stuff, because I'm sure that's already on your checklist. I'm just going to be sharing some of my nifty favorites that maybe you don't know about and haven't heard of. Hey everyone, my name is Amanda and I run the blog Faith in Home. If you're new here, my blog is all about encouraging women in their biblical roles. And if you aren't new here, welcome back. I'm glad to have you. Like I already said in the intro, today we are going to be going over all my newborn essential must-have products that have just made my life with a newborn easier. So I'm super excited to hop into today's video. Okay, so the first few things I'm going to share with you are a car seat cover and breastfeeding cover. So this is by Copper and Pearl. It's brown. I need to wash it actually before church tomorrow probably. But it's this really pretty color. They have a ton of pretty colors and designs. And it has a head hole right here, or this would be like the air hole if they're in the car seat. And then this part down here would wrap around the car seat, the bigger part. So yeah, it's a 2-in-1. You can put this over your head and put them underneath, or you can put it over the car seat if you're going on a walk or something and you want them to have shade. So this is a really great 2-in-1 product. Then next, what I'm also wearing on my shoulder, coincidentally, a burp cloth. I really like these ones. I'll link them. Oh no! Oh no, buddy. These are just muslin burp cloths. Or cotton maybe. I think muslin though. I'll link them down below. I really like these. And I like the material of these. I like that they're white too, because if they get stains, you could just put a stain remover and not worry about ruining the color or something. So these are really great. You can put OxyClean. That's the one toxic, one of the toxic things that I still have is OxyClean. But I do use OxyClean for my wipes. So I do like that because if they get stained, you can keep them nice, bright, and white. Now, a muslin is like an all-in-one product. So you can use this to swaddle your baby. You can use it as a breastfeeding cover. So here's what I would recommend. If you're on a budget, just buy a couple muslin blankets, because you can use it as a breastfeeding cover. You just take the ends, tie a knot like so, and then you would put your baby underneath. There's plenty of room to cover you up. You can swaddle your babies, like I said, and you can also use it as a car seat cover, and you can use it to throw over your shoulder while you're burping your baby. So the last two products that I showed you, this is basically an all-in-one. So I totally recommend a muslin blanket. You can also, if you just have a muslin blanket always in your diaper bag, look, they're bigger, which is really nice. If you're going to the park or something and you forgot a blanket, you can throw down your muslin blanket. Your baby has somewhere to lay. You have somewhere to sit if you want. These are just a really great all-in-one product, and you can roll them up small and fit it in your diaper bag. So it'll save you space. If you're on a budget, just get a few muslin blankets instead of burp cloths, swaddles, and car seat covers and breastfeeding covers. So budget muslin blankets are really awesome. You could always also just have one in yours and your husband's car, and then you will always have a backup blanket, swaddle, breastfeeding cover, whatever, if you forget something in your diaper bag. So I'm going to start doing that because I've there was like the other week, I forgot my breastfeeding cover at church. And so I had to go in a different room during the sermon, and I should have just had one of these in our car because I have multiple. If it was in my car, I could have just tied it around and it would have been perfect. But they only had like heavy, chunky blankets. So they didn't have anything that I could easily tie around that wouldn't overheat my baby. So muslin blankets are like a super, super essential. Okay, next we're on to diapering essentials. So I really like this petroleum jelly. This works for diaper rashes. It also works for if you end up having a son or you have a son and you're getting them circumcised. Petroleum jelly, this Alba Botanica, it's a lot better for your baby than regular petroleum jelly, which has bad ingredients. So you can use it for diaper rashes. You can use it while the circumcision's healing. You can use it for like any cuts or anything if they scratch themselves on the face. So this is a really great multi-use product. Also, a little tip for you mamas. For the first couple of weeks, my son had like a really hard time going to the bathroom by himself. And I heard of the like Frida Baby Windy product, which is something that you lubricate and you put up their butt, and then it helps get the wind out, and it also usually makes them poop, helps them relieve themselves. So it's really good if your baby like has colic. Ask your pediatrician if that might be something that you should try. It really helped my son whenever he seemed really gassy and just upset. So another like a little old wives hack that I learned is instead of using those Frida Baby Windies, which are like $15 or $20 for a pack of 10, you can take a Q-tip and put some petroleum jelly or like coconut oil on it and just stick the very, very top part up. Also talk to your pediatrician about that and get the okay, but that helped my son, and it's way cheaper than the Windy. And also you aren't actually like just the tip of the Q-tip is shorter than what the Windy has you stick up. So I actually felt better about that too because it was tinier. But yeah, so petroleum jelly, multi-use product. You can use it for diapering and a ton of other stuff. So this is a great thing to put in your diaper bag and have around the house. Next is diapers, and I know everyone knows to get diapers and diaper wipes, but I thought I would share Hello Bello. That's what I get, just because you can do a subscription, so it makes it super, super, super easy. That's what I do. I do a subscription, so they come in the mail every month, and it comes with a pack of like 4 wipes and I think 7 cases of these diapers. Once you get to size 3, which my son is just now going into, he's really big for his age. They have overnight ones, which is really nice. So yeah, I do a subscription of these, and you can do add-on products. They have a ton of add-ons. It just makes it easy. So I would recommend, doing a subscription. I know Hello Bello does one, of course, and then Honest Company does one. There's like, I think the brand Diaper with a Y does one. There's a few brands that do diaper subscriptions, but it's just super nice because then you're never out of diapers or diaper wipes and you don't have to think about it. So it's a nice like thing to not have to stress about when you're a mom. Next, I have 2 products that have made bath time way easier for me. So one is this little cup to pour water over their heads. Now, yes, you could use just a regular like water cup or something, but what I like about this little spout is it's like curved, and just the way it fits, you can actually like press it against your head and then pour it back, and nothing's gonna fall under the little section that you make with your head. So this has just been handy because I don't want to get soap in his eyes or his face. So I will link this down below. They probably have like other animals and stuff you can get, but I like the whale. And then the other thing is this rubber ducky, and on the top part right here, it will turn green or red. You just plop it in the bathtub, and it tells you if it's an okay temperature. There's like a range, And then it's really nice because of that, but also it can be a little toy and something for like your kid to stare at. So it has multiple uses, a toy and something just to help you figure out if it's too hot, because obviously you don't want to put your baby in the bathtub and have them like freak out because it's way too hot, or maybe even a little bit too much on the cold side where they're like shivering and stuff. So this just makes it really simple, especially for the first like few weeks when you're like really paranoid about all of that. Once you get out of the bath, you're probably going to want to put lotion on your baby. Maybe not every time, but every few times. And I really like Ben's soap lotion. It's goat milk. It's super great for dry skin. For babies, you can do unscented or like hint of lavender, maybe the oatmeal one, or I have this lavender one. My son is actually not that sensitive. His skin's not that sensitive, which is a huge blessing. He doesn't have a ton of dry skin. But if your son or daughter has dry skin, try Ben's soap, because I've used it for dry patches on my skin. It's amazing. The goat milk is, I don't know, something about goat milk. It's really great. And I know a ton of people use the lotion and soap for their babies who have eczema and they swear by it. So if your son or daughter has dry skin, definitely try it out. But yeah, you want a good lotion, and I would recommend Ben's soap if you're looking for one to try. Something that I got a few weeks ago and I absolutely swear by is a little lovey that attaches to your binky. And then also a binky is such an essential for newborns. Of course, I know some people are totally against binkies. Personally, I think they're great. And I really like the bibs ones specifically. They have like this bulb at the end, and I think it really helps newborns hold on to it longer without it like popping out. So I like that it has like the bigger bulb. But this little lovey around the pacifier, my son loves. He's not very good at holding things yet, but this is big enough where he can work it to his mouth and chew on it. So I really like this lovey, and as he gets older, he can snuggle it in bed. I always will just snap it off for when he's sleeping if I'm using the binky that was attached to it, because he's not quite big enough quite good enough at holding things where if he flipped it on his face, he'd be able to get it off probably. Though it is a very like thin material. So I'll link this down below. It was inexpensive. I got it on Amazon. I think it's like organic and all that good stuff. But yeah, I really like having loveys. It gives them something to play with and cuddle when they're like in the car seat or just chilling, something like that. You can also get ones with stuffed animals at the end, and I have one of those also. My son really likes it. So loveys are just a really nice thing to add to the pacifier. It also helps add a weight, so I think it helps keep it like centered on them. And if it dropped on the ground when you're out and about, it would be more noticeable when you have something attached, because it obviously makes it bigger. So that's nice too. Okay, the next few items I'm going to share with you guys kind of have to do with health and wellness for your baby. So the first two things are, one, the Little Remedies saline spray. So this you just spray in their nose, and then you would use the booger sucker to suck out their boogers. And my son really just hates getting his boogers out. He hates it, but the saline helps a little bit. So I think sometimes their boogers can be hard and stuck to the inside of their nose. So this saline solution just kind of helps loosen it up if that's the case. So then when you go to suck it, it's not like hurting or pulling at the inside of their nose as much. I have noticed that he definitely doesn't mind it as much as when I don't use the saline spray. So I wouldn't say that he likes it either way, but the saline spray does help. So I would recommend using that. And then this booger sucker is amazing. It's the Frida brand again, and you just suck, and there's a little filter right here so boogers don't actually go up the tube you're sucking from. but this works way better than like the little bulb syringes that the hospitals get you and you can buy at the stores. I like this way better, and you can take this part off and wash it, and you could also take the filter out and wash this part too. So it's a lot easier to wash than the little bulb syringes. Then if your baby's sick or you think they might be sick or for whatever reason you need to check their temperature, I would recommend getting some covers, because the most accurate way to check your baby's temperature is to actually insert the thermometer in their rectum. So you want to have covers so you can do that with your regular thermometer, because of course you don't want to not have one that doesn't have covers. That's just gross. Even if you wash it, I just think you would want to cover and then still wash once you take off the cover. So that's just something that you might not think about, is getting your thermometer covers. But yeah, just get a regular thermometer that you would put under your tongue or under your armpit for your baby, and get covers so you can do rectally if needed, if they're sick or something. Just make sure that they don't have too high of a fever. Yeah, that's an essential. The last essential that I'm going to show you for health and wellness is Happy Tummy. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about this. My son had terrible gas at first, like I mentioned, so I was just looking for all the products I could find that would help give him relief, because he would just look so sad and upset, and it was heartbreaking. So this Happy Tummy is this little Velcro band that goes around their tummy. Kind of like the name implies, you can get a ton of different designs, but basically inside of the band there's this little pouch that has, I don't know, like a whole bunch of different herbs and stuff, I think, and you put this in the microwave for I think 10 or 15 seconds, and then you put it in the pouch and you put the Happy Tummy on them over their clothes. Don't do it underneath, because it might be a little too hot for that. And also the herbs and stuff, it just might be a little sensitive. Do it over clothes, put it on their tummy. It really did help my son and give him relief. He always looked a lot more comfortable when we put this on. So I really recommend this, and you can buy refill packets for the little pouch that goes in here, but you can use them a ton of times. But it is nice because you can buy just like this and only have to buy refills for future kids and all that. But this was a lifesaver. I super recommend this, and I don't think that many people know about it. This next item is a diaper bag essential. If you're leaving the house, you need this item. It is a wet bag, because your kid at some point is gonna have a blowout, and you do not want to put their clothes that got covered in their blowout just in your diaper bag list, and you don't know if you're gonna have access to a plastic bag or something like that. So you always want to have a wet bag in your bag. This one's nice because it just folds up and gets really tiny, which I like. And yeah, if they pee themselves, have a blowout, get a ton of spit up on something, anything that has just like soiled something, it made it wet or gross, you can toss it in here, put it in your bag, and not worry about anything else getting gross. So that's super nice. Also, you might be somewhere where you have to change their diaper, but there's nowhere to throw their diaper away. You could use your wet bag. This is just like a staple item to always have with you on the go when you're leaving the house with a newborn or any baby that's still in diapers. The next item that I have to share with you guys is a teething mitt. This is a complete lifesaver, especially if your baby is starting to teeth around the 3, maybe even 4 or 5 month mark before they're really good at putting things in their mouth. So my son likes this just now. I mean, it crinkles, so it's fun for them. I have 2 of these for him, and when he wears both of them, he looks like a little lobster. It's the cutest thing ever. But before they can actually grab stuff, they start putting their fingers in their mouth and stuff, so they can figure this out a lot easier, put it in their mouth and chew on it. So a teething mitt is a really nice thing to have on hand. The next thing I would recommend for newborns is getting these vacuum bags, because newborns grow out of their clothes so crazy fast, and if you're planning on having more kids and want to save their clothes or blankets or any of that kind of stuff so you don't have to rebuy it, These are lifesavers because you can vacuum all the air out and then have way more space to fit like a ton of bags in a tub and just save a lot of room. So vacuum sealable bags for their clothes and all other like fabric goodies that you want to hold on to. Another item that I've really enjoyed is a boppy pillow. I don't actually use this to breastfeed, but what I do use it for is propping my son around the house. It's really lightweight. It can really fit anywhere, and just putting it on a flat surface and giving him like a nice prop to kind of rest on so he's comfy, and you can put this under a toy bar or anything. This has just been really nice to have, and I know a lot of people of course like it for breastfeeding too. I just always kind of used my arms and it didn't mind. But and then as they get older, you can use this to help support them when they have enough strength to do that. Something else that is an essential that I don't have with me right now is a baby carrier. So I have the Sakura Bloom Scout baby carrier, which is really nice. It has like a little way to wear it with a newborn. You can wear it front, you can wear it back. It goes from 7 to 45 pounds, I think. So it's really, really awesome. It comes in a ton of different textures and in fabrics and all of that. I got mine during their sale in November for almost half off. So if you can hold off till November to buy it, I would totally recommend doing that because you can get it way, way cheaper, and it is a pricier item. But I love my Sakura Bloom Scout. It's basically like a Ergo baby carrier kind of, but I think a lot cuter. And then the other baby carrier that I would recommend is the Lullaby baby carrier. It's more for the newborn age. And I really enjoyed mine because it's a shirt that has a little like kangaroo pouch for your baby. I'll insert a picture of my son wearing it here, or me wearing it with my son in it. And yeah, it's great for the newborn stage because you don't have to like fumble with putting something on, set your baby somewhere, put them in it. You can just have your shirt on all day and put your baby in and out of it whenever you need to. So it just makes it a lot less like fussy. Which is really great for that newborn stage when you want to do it as minimal as possible. But I would recommend sizing up in that because it runs like, it's not stretchy fabric at all, which makes sense because it needs to be snug enough and secure enough for your baby to be in it. But yeah, so I would recommend sizing up because when you first have your baby, you're going to have your postpartum tummy and you might not. The other items that I have around my house that I would recommend are a toy like gym bar that has all the like hangy dangly stuff from it. Those are super fun for your baby to start using right away because at first it's just visual interest. You can hang things that contrast a lot and they can just look at the images on their back. And then as they get older, they can start like whacking at them and all of that and just have a really good time. So you can start out using them from like the first week of their life all the way through probably like 6 or 7 months, maybe even past that, they might enjoy it. So those are really a good thing to have on hand. Another thing is a baby bouncer. We have like a baby Bajorn kind of bouncer, but it's a different brand. I'll link it down below. It's $80 instead of $180. It works really great. It's exactly the same design and it comes in like a gray and white color. So it goes well with our house at least and doesn't clash with our decor, which I really like. And then we also have a baby swing, which was a lifesaver for us in the first week of my son's life when he would literally only be happy if we were holding him. He needed some kind of motion to make him satisfied. So the swing would serve that purpose and I could set him down and take a shower. It was like a miracle. So I definitely recommend a baby swing. At first, we weren't going to get one, but we soon realized that we needed one and got one. I think the second or third day we took him home from the hospital because we were in desperation. And I do not regret that purchase at all. Now we actually have it downstairs and I put him in there all the time when I'm cooking dinner. So I still use it. I think they go up to like 30 pounds or something. I'll link the one that we have down below. Yeah, that's it for all the baby essentials that have been lifesavers for my husband and I. I hope you guys find these items useful, whether you're already in the stage of motherhood and you're freaking out and you're like, I feel like I'm missing something, or if you're preparing for motherhood and wondering what you should get. These are some of the products that might not necessarily be absolute needs, but literally are essential products that will make your life easier. At least they made my life easier. So I hope that they can make your life easier as well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like down below. That helps more people see it. And subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. Also, I would love to hear, if you're already a mother, what was your newborn essential, like #1 must-have item? I'm super curious if there's some items that people like absolutely swear by that I haven't heard of or tried. So put that down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.